Little step back in time. Hi guys, this is Heidi and you're watching HeidiKMakeup. I am doing a collab video with Simply Alex. So if you came over here from her channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy my channel. I wanted to show you how I did this look today, which is a 40s inspired look. Alex did a 20s inspired look, so I will have her video linked down below if you haven't checked it out yet. So without further ado, let's see how I did this. I've already started out with a moisturized face, and the next thing we're going to do is go in with foundation. I'm using my Flower About Face foundation. It is a couple shades too light for me, but that's okay because we're going to go for kind of a porcelain look today. So just whatever foundation you have on hand that's a little bit too fair for you. And we're going to blend that out with my Real Techniques brush, making sure that I get all over my face. I'm even going to get my eyelids to kind of even out the color, and on top of my lips as well to give them a good base for when we put the red lipstick on in a little bit here. For concealer, I'm using my Kat Von D Tattoo Concealer just under my eyes. This stuff is really, really great. It's awesome full coverage, so if you didn't get a lot of sleep last night like I did, check this out. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my lid again to kind of cover up any veins that might be showing. And we'll blend it out with this Real Techniques brush and kind of pull it down into like a triangle shape to somewhat highlight my face as well. For powder, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder. I have very dry skin, so I don't normally use powder, but the look we're going for is very matte. So if you don't normally use powder, you might want to reach for it just for today. Or if you have oily skin, whatever you find helps make your face look the most matte. For blush, I'm using this Physicians Formula Pinky Peach Blush in Brunettes. And we're not going to be doing bronzer or highlight today, so I just want to focus on the blush. They didn't really contour back then, so we're going to put that on the high points of our cheeks and then blend it out. And then for primer, I'm using my Too Faced Candlelight primer for my eyes. If you have a matte primer, that would be better. This is just the only primer that I happen to be using at the moment. I'm going to add an eye base. This is the Ulta Color Coat Cream Eyeshadow in Platinum. It's just a white base. Again, it has a little shimmer to it, so if you had something that was kind of creamy or matte, that would be better, but it'll look okay once we put the shadow over it. We just really want to make the shadow pop, so any really light colored base would be great. If you have a deeper skin tone than me, you might want to go with something a little deeper than white. The palette that I'm going to be using today is the Too Faced Naturalized palette, but these are colors that you can get just about anywhere. So I'm going to go with this super light matte shade called Heaven. If you have a deeper skin tone than I do, you might want to go with a little bit of a deeper shade because this is going to show up kind of ashy on you. But if you're fair like me, this is perfect. We'll start by packing it over that cream shadow, but then we're going to also transition it all over our lid, kind of focusing a little under our brows as well. But really pack it onto the lid. Then I'm going to go into the shade underneath that, which is Silk Teddy. It has a tiny bit of shimmer to it, and just pat that on the center of my lid. Not too much, we want most of this to appear matte, but that'll add a little bit of light right to the center. We'll come back later and reapply it after we do the crease shade also. We're going to layer some colors here, so I'm going to use this light brown shade called Nude as a transition shade into my crease. This whole thing is going to be about packing on different layers. So next we're going to go into the next deepest shade, which is Cashmere Bunny. It's a nice cool brown. And a more defined brush to pack into the crease. We're not trying to blend this out too much. Next we're going to go in with an even more defined brush into Sexpresso, which is a deeper, cool shade, and again, focus it into the crease. If you wanted to, you could go in with Chocolate Martini, but I really like the way the cool color kind of appears on my personal skin tone. Then we're gonna blend that out with a brush, and we're gonna have to go back in and kind of clean up. So we'll add a little bit more of that nude that we lost. And then we also lost a little bit of the lighter shades, so we're gonna go back in with Heaven and really kind of pack it on underneath the arch of the brow, because we have really arched brows in the 40s. And any color that we kind of lost on the lid as well, we're gonna go back in and clean up. We just want a pretty defined line where the crease is. For the lower lash line, we're gonna go in with Milani's eye pencil in dark brown. This is a perfect creamy eyeliner for smudging out a little bit. We're only gonna go halfway with this. I don't usually like liner under my eyes, but I think it looks really, really nice with this look. So we'll blend that out and kind of pull it to the side a little bit to create a tiny little bit of a wing. And then we're gonna go back over it with Sexpresso just to set it so that it doesn't smudge all under our eyes. And we're gonna line our upper lash line with liquid liner. This one is the Physicians Formula Liquid Metal Trio. Whatever black liquid liner you happen to have, or if you prefer gel, you can use that as well. We're gonna do a little bit of a wing. So take your time with this. Remember that you want them to be sisters, not twins. Your eyes don't have to look exactly identical, but kind of take your time to kind of wing it out. And we're gonna kind of thicken it up a little bit more than I normally would as well. Then I'm gonna go ahead and set that. You can skip this step if you want. I'm just using whatever black shadow I have. This one is from my Too Faced Cat Eyes palette. It's called Panther. But any black shadow that you have, just to kind of clean up wherever it got a little bit bumpy. I want to add a little bit of light into my inner corner, so I'm going in with Heaven and a little brush and just putting that in the inner corner of my lower lash line. And then for my brows, I'm going to be using this powder shade, again, Cashmere Bunny. It's a little more cool toned than I would normally use, and I'm gonna have much more defined brows than I prefer. I prefer to use kind of like a gel, but in the 40s, they had very high arches. So I'm gonna really focus in on that arch. Then I'm gonna apply mascara. This is just the mascara I have on hand. It's not very good, I wouldn't recommend it. Whatever mascara you guys happen to have, use that. And we'll go in with lashes as well. So I already applied the Ardell 301s just to give it a little bit more length to it. Now the defining look, the red lip. This is Milani's Red Label lipstick. I love this lipstick, it's my all-time favorite red, perfect for this kind of pinup look. We're gonna go ahead and just put it, being very careful around Cupid's bow, and we're gonna clean everything up with a lip brush here too. Sorry, I go a little bit out of frame, but you'll see in just a second. If you wanted to make it even more defined, you could clean it up with some concealer around the outside, but I'm gonna skip that step today. And then I'm not putting gloss on, but I do want my lips to look a little pouty, so I'm going in with highlighter. This is Too Faced Candlelight, and just patting it into the center of my lips. They'll still look pretty red, but it adds a little bit of fullness there. So that's the completed look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel or you came over from Alex's, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And the next time I do a video, you'll know about it. I also have two other channels. I have a parenting channel, which is HeidiKMTV, and a daily channel, which is Sudden Kimpact, so you can kind of see what our family is up to regularly. And if you guys have not yet checked out Alex's video over at Simply Alex, where she showed you a 20s inspired look, I will have it linked down below. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. But in this video, I want to talk about what maybe you would like to buy if you were very first starting out, because in the starting over tag, I talked about a lot of high-end things, and things that are a little bit more pricey. In this video, I want to talk about much more affordable things because I think that when we're very first starting out with a starter kit, we don't want to spend a lot of money on our products. So everything in here is going to be affordable and drugstore.